What's going on, guys? Mikkel here. I'm back. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. We're back at give another podcast, guys. I just want to put a disclaimer that I recorded a podcast prior to this one, and I lost the footage. That's okay though, because we're recording another one. Let's get into it. So today I want to talk about. I just want to talk about social media and like the nuances of just like being on social media, being on YouTube, just the expectations of just staying original, like just content creating in general. Like I just want to talk about content creating today. Like as far as expectations go, like for me being a content creator, I make YouTube videos. They're pretty good videos. Like I enjoy making them. It's just that a lot goes into it, and when when it doesn't do well, like when a video doesn't do well, it definitely does play it does like have a toll on you in some way, shape, or form. Like for me, I would say a bad video is a video that doesn't hit. I want to say like maybe 200 views, because like I feel like I could garner 200 people's attention. So when a video doesn't hit 200 views, it definitely does play a part on your psyche, and it feels like, oh my gosh, like is my efforts being wasted, you know? And I've had to have a lot of internal battles with myself when it comes to making YouTube videos and content creating, because it's like I put a lot of work into thumbnails. I put a lot of work into the editing. And my biggest, I guess you could say, pet peeve with YouTube is that a bad thumbnail could pretty much be the difference between your video getting 200 views or 20 views. Like, if you have a bad thumbnail or title, people would not even click on the video that probably would have garnered at least hundreds of views, hundreds of this, that, and the third. Like, it's so much pressure being a content creator and having to please the masses, where it's like, in an ideal world, it would be nice to just have like a cult following. At least for me, like I would want a cult following where it's like anything I produce, people come, they consume it, and then we go our separate ways until the next one. Until next time, That's an ideal world for me. And I noticed that when I was reading the comments of one of the YouTubers I watch called 4YE, and they have this podcast, really great podcast, 4YE podcast. Check them out on YouTube if you have time. But I saw in the comments, they were like, at this point, I don't even need a title. Come on. Like, that really lets people know that your work speaks for itself. That a viewer can see your name pop up on their timeline, and the first thing they're saying is, I don't even need a title. I don't even need a thumbnail. Like, I just know what I'm getting when I see 4YE, like Random Order Podcast. That's what they're called, Random Order Podcast. But that's like goals right there. Like that, I think that's so dope that these guys just have such a following, such a loyal following. And I think that's what makes content creating so special, is once you find your community, find your, I hate the word, but they're like, oh, you have to find your niche. You have to find your niche. Like me, I'm the kind of guy where it's like, I feel like I can make anything. Like I can make a podcast. I can make a cooking video. I could make I can make a travel vlog. I can make a video with just B-roll because I watch everything. You know, I'm such a student of the game. I'm watching things. I'm watching how people use their camera certain ways. I'm watching how people create B-roll. Like for a long time, I didn't know how to create B-roll. And I didn't know that people, when they make those shots of them walking by their camera, you know what I mean? Like I did an airport video. This is so much fun. But it's nice talking about what I'm doing. Like this is really nice. I did an airport video and I was in the airport and I set the camera down and I had to walk away from the camera and then walk past the camera to create that shot. And then when I go into editing, I cut off the beginning and the ending. So then from your vantage point, all you see is just me walking. Like it's so cool. Like I just feel like things like that, when I see smooth transitions like that, those are the things about YouTube that really like make me enjoy the artistry of it, because it's art in a way. Everything we create is art. But with YouTube in particular, just the artistry of like when someone has a certain editing style or the way that they use certain jokes or the way they just are able to garner someone's attention for a certain amount of time, it's very special and unique to that person. Like for me, I would say my big draw when it comes to content creating and my videos is like, you know, you're going to get some jokes in there. My quality is improving every episode. And the timing of the jokes, the timing of the music. Like my biggest thing right now is music and just finding different artists and different sounds that are more tailored to like my viewers' experience. Whereas like before, I just wanted like non-copyrighted music. I'm putting more emphasis on the type of vibe I want to give in that video instead of just looking for non-copyrighted music, because the vibe is important. The vibe is very important. It's something that a lot of people overlook. And once you find your vibe, I feel like as a result, you kind of already find your niche. Like for the airport video, if you haven't seen it, it's me traveling alone 21. Really great video. I think it's at like 350 views now. Like that's really well. Like my quota, you guys don't know this, but I have a quota for my videos. So like I would like to hit 200 views each video. So like if I don't hit 200 views, I kind of like, I'm like, maybe I need to push it more, or we'll talk about that. But I should call it, it would be nice to have 200 views a video at least. So what should I call it? I think that one's at like 350. And a lot of people hit me up in that video. After it posted, they were like, "Oh, Mikkel, did you move away? Did you move away?" Like, because in the video it talks about me leaving to go to Atlanta, and I didn't move. I'm still here. So I'm still in Maryland. I need to clear that out. I think it was bad when my uncle and my cousin, they called me and they were like, "Mikkel, did you move away?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you poor things." Because, you know, that's the thing. Like, people, they don't really, you guys don't know this. No one really knows me. Like, no one really knows the day-to-day me. Maybe like a handful of people really talk to me on a daily basis. But for the most part, I'm pretty secluded. Like, I live a pretty secluded life. I like the way I live. But yeah, so like for most people, they're only forms of like contact when it comes to me and like keeping up with me is my YouTube channel and my podcast, as well as like Instagram and things. But those are the big three for me: podcast, YouTube, and Instagram. But other than that, you know, there's not really many ways for people to like really know what I got going on, and it's kind of nice. I don't know, I like it. Some people might feel like that's seclusion. I feel like it's kind of like a nice mystery. Like, I feel like a little celebrity in my head, you know? Like, it's nice to have a little bit of mystery behind who you are. Like, you don't want to overshare, but you want to share just enough to leave people wanting more, you know? Leave people wanting, like, more. Like, who is Mikkel? Like, let me stay tuned for next week's podcast, because I want to learn who this complex, beautiful being is. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it, man. So, I don't know. I just feel like we should really value our YouTubers out here. I was trying to like figure out a point, but yeah, I feel like we really should value our YouTubers out here. We should value how much work goes into YouTube. Like, literally, to create content is so hard because you have to edit, you have to know your aesthetic, you have to know your audience. Like, there's so much that goes into it. Like, I don't think too much about it. I just only thing I really worry about when I make videos is just like, I don't want it to be too long, and I want it to like have good flow, good pace, good timing. And then that's really the big issues I really worry about when it comes to making YouTube videos. But as far as like audience and stuff, as long as I can hit 200 views a video, like, that's enough for me. Like, that's a successful video, and I'm not going to complain. Because 200 views is a lot of people. Like, imagine 200 people right in front of you right now. That's a lot of people. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I would literally poop my pants if I had 200 people in my face right now. And like, that's so crazy to me that like I'm able to garnish that many people's attention. Because it's like, it's different from Instagram. Like, with Instagram, you could get 200 views on a like or 200 views on a photo, and it's like, okay, that's a lot. Or like, you could get like 50 views. No. How can I describe this? So you could get 200 views on an Instagram post, right? But you can get 50 views on YouTube. Those 50 views are going to mean more to you than the 200 likes. Because it's like 50 people sat here and watched me create something for X amount of time. Whereas with social media, people are scrolling constantly, liking things constantly, and you kind of lose that like personal aspect of life because we're so busy scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I don't want to like downplay Instagram and TikTok and things like that, like make them feel like, oh, like they suck and they're ruining the world. Because they're not ruining the world, but they definitely are affecting it. And there's pros and cons. And, I would say the pros are being able to spread your voice to a lot of people around the world in a short amount of time. Like, it doesn't take much to blow up on TikTok. You just have to get a catchy sound and, I feel like you blow up. Now, I'm not on TikTok. I haven't blown up on TikTok because I don't really understand it. I'm in that window where I'm old. I'm the old guy. And I like that. I like being the old guy. Like, I'm 21. I'm in that nice window where it's like I'm the old guy to my generation, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm still a young guy. Like, I like that 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds can look up to me like that's top dog. Like, look at Mikkel, like, let me listen to what he has to say. Like, especially like last year when I was 20. Like, when I was 20, I was giving so much game to people as far as like advice for guys on how to talk to girls, or like, and we're going to have a podcast about that too, like how to talk to girls and things like that. Cause it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's definitely possible. Like, things of that nature. Like, I don't know. I just feel like being 21 is nice because now the future generations can look up to me and be like, well, he's 21. He's an adult. He's proven, battle-tested. Let me pick his brain, and I'm here for the picking. Like, before, 19, 18-year-old Mikkel, I'm not no teacher. I'm not here to teach. why do I want to teach? What does that do for me? You know? But now that I'm 21, I'm like, I'm the old guy. I'm here to learn. I'm here to teach. I'm here for everything. But I'm still stuck in my ways. Like, I feel like every old person will always be stuck in their ways in some way, shape, or form. Like, there will be never a time where an old person is we can adapt, but there are those things where it's like, I'm not accepting it. I'm not doing it. I don't understand it. And for me, it's TikTok. I don't understand TikTok. The nuance of social media and like the multiple platforms, it can be overwhelming at times. And I feel like with the introduction of TikTok, it's become a thing where it's like, it's bigger than me. This is bigger than me. Like, for me, I have Instagram, I have Spotify, and I have YouTube. They all have their own reasons. They all have their own purposes. For Instagram, I like to post content relating to like updates, things of that nature. Like, my Instagram is really like a big newsletter. Like, anytime I'm doing something of substance, creating something of substance, that's where I go to tell the world, like, this is what I'm creating. Everyone that follows me is pretty much like a subscriber to my newsletter in a way. And that's where I have news. That's where I have updates. And I also use it as a way to stay updated on people's lives, you know. Now, for me, my Instagram has become very oversaturated. I'm not going to lie, because I'm the kind of guy where it's like, if someone's willing to follow me, it's only right that I follow them back, even if I don't know that person. And I say that to say, I follow them back because even though I don't know them, I don't want to close that door to get to know them. That makes sense? Because it's like, if I say that to everybody, like, oh, someone followed me, but I don't know them, so I'm not going to follow them back. You don't really know anybody until you follow them, you know? Like, you don't really know anybody until you make that initial hello or hi or things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, to do the same thing for Instagram, it's kind of rude in a way, at least to me. Now, if you have a bubble, like you have a nice bubble and you like your bubble and your bubble, like, it's good for you and it keeps you sane and it's very personal and you want to keep that dear to you, then have your bubble of friends and, you know, value them, cherish them. But for me, my life is set up in a way where it's like, I don't have that many people that I can say is like this bubble that I want to hold near and dear and protect and cherish, you know? Like, I have friends, people know me, I have a lot of friends, but it's like, because I don't have that like personal bubble where it's like, oh, I need to cherish this bubble, I need to make sure my friends are okay. Like, I know my friends are okay, I check up on them from time to time, but as far as like a bubble where it's like I feel like I need to protect them at all costs, I don't have that. And because I don't have that, I don't mind inviting new people into my life, my world, you know? I don't have a problem with that. However, because I've invited so many people into my world and life, I know so many people. And like, when I'm surfing Instagram for like news and stuff, because you want to stay updated with your friends and see how people are doing, I'm being updated by a number of people to the point where it's like, this is not normal. Like, this is not normal to know what's going on in this many people's lives at any given time. Like, as human beings, we weren't meant to know this many people in our lives. Like, I feel like social media has granted us access to like so many people that you can have friends from all walks of life, and that's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, it's like, on normal stamping stances, like if there was no Instagram, for instance, if there was no Instagram, your friends are the people that you grew up with in your neighborhood, and your friends are the people that you went to school with, and that's it. And like maybe your cousins or something. But that's really it. But now with the access of Instagram, my subscribers are my friends. You guys are my friends. The people that sub to me, the people that listen to me, people that support me every week, the people that tell me to keep on going. Like literally the other day, one of my friends, they had a birthday. They were first a subscriber. Everybody that subscribes to me is my friend, so I always refer to them as my friend. But just for context, they were a subscriber. They are my friend. They had a birthday. I saw them on live. And like, typically with like influencers, they're very much Hollywood. I don't have time for the fan interaction. I'm too busy with my life, like they're very much very preppy, too good for you. I'm better than you. Just watch me be me and emulate my life. Try to be like me. Like they're very much, they feel like they're on another level. And I understand it, but at the same time, it's like, hey man, like that's not real. Like, like you're still a person like they are. We're all people at the end of the day. You're not better than anybody else. So to act like, you're better because you have a podcast or you have a successful YouTube channel, it's very mean. It's very unreal. Like you kind of want to stay authentic. And I feel like to stay authentic is to have those personal moments and talk to people as if you know them, because for these people to take time out of their day to get to know you, it's the least you can do is get to know them. So like his birthday was last week. I posted him on my story because he's also a very, like, he supports me. Like when I tell you this dude, he reposts my like videos. He's always commenting under videos, and like I see everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm not Hollywood. I see everything. So I saw that. And when I saw it was his birthday, it was like, oh my goodness. Like I wished him a really long, nice birthday message, posted on my story. And then he went on live and I joined his live, and we chit chatted for a little bit. And I know that was probably nice because it's like, how often do you get to chit chat with your favorite, TikTokers, influencers, YouTubers, or whatever. So like to do that for him, it really meant a lot. And like, you really don't really have that. That's what I really love about what I do with Instagram and YouTube and stuff, is like being able to be that content creator that I wish I always had. Like I wish I could go on live and then, I don't know, Willow Smith, she answers my live. You know what I mean? Like, how dope that would be? If, how like real of a person you are to be like talking to like a fan and not have that like fan to artist hierarchy. Like it's just like person to person. That's so dope. That's so real. And like, I just love that. Like it'd be dope to join a live and then like it's my birthday and then Emma Chamberlain answers the live and she's like, what's going on? Like, what's up? And like we're just chopping it up like two people. Cause like for me, I'd probably be starstruck at first, but eventually it would fade out like super quickly. And then we could just have a human conversation. Cause at the end of the day, these celebrities, they're all humans. They're not gods. They've just have achieved some sort of fame. And because of that fame, people tune into them every week. But they're not gods. They're just people just like us. And we need to remember that, because in the Bible it says that it's not good to and I think it's one of the commandments, one of the 10 commandments, it's like you shouldn't have you shouldn't look at other people like in like a godly figure. Like that's not good. Like we're all humans, we're all on the same level. So just remember that. But as far as like the nuance of social media and TikTok and things, like, I don't know. I like my 3 platforms. I like Instagram for that reason, just staying up to date. I like Spotify because of the music aspect and the podcast aspect. And then just like the fact that my podcast started on Spotify is kind of like one of those things. Like before I even started podcasting, I had a Spotify, and never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be on Spotify. Like, literally back in high school, I used to listen to Spotify because it was free. Now I'm on Apple Music. Like, I listen to Apple Music because, that's where I save all my YouTube music and stuff. I get into that later, how I make my YouTube videos. But I used to listen to Spotify heavy in high school. So to now be on Spotify and be able to type my name up and see, like, I have a category in Spotify. Because it's like like when I first dropped my first podcast, when I first published my first podcast, the feeling to see my face on such a public stage, like, YouTube was like one thing, like, anybody can be on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you don't need anything to be on YouTube. But to see myself on Spotify, an app that I used for years, and to know that anybody can access me on Spotify, I don't know. There's just something really special about that. And, like, we're on Apple Podcasts now as well. We're getting paid for this. Like, I don't know. This is just really special. Like, I really love Spotify, and, like, that nuance, and just that nuance of, like, people having the day-to-day. Like, this is what I started content creating for, just to be able to get people that day-to-day with me, where we can just chit-chat, talk, just a brain break. Just, let people see the world from my perspective, and just talk, man. Just, like, I'm a really good speaker. People tell me all the time, like, they were like, this podcast is going to be really scary because you're such a good speaker, Mikkel. And I was like, thank you. I try, whatever. But no, this is a really special podcast. Like, this is a really special platform. So being on Spotify is dope. And then, like, my thoughts on YouTube, of course. I love YouTube. YouTube is fun. It's honestly, like, I remember during the semester, perfect example of, like, what YouTube means to me is in the semester, I was going through a rough patch, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to continue YouTube, because it was like I got classes galore, teachers galore. Like, it was just a whole lot of, to the point where it was like, I need to take a break. And I took a break, but I didn't feel right about it. Like, because when I came back, because what happened was we ended up getting an assignment, and on the assignment, the task was to make a YouTube video. And I was like, this is right up my alley. Like, if you see on my YouTube channel, you'll see like 3 videos that are like educational based. That was because of that class. And when I was required to make a YouTube video for school, it kind of changed my whole, like, thought process, because it was like, I get to do something I love, and I'm getting a grade for it. Like, I thought that was so dope to me, that I'm able to get a grade just doing something I do every day. You know what I mean? So, of course, I knocked the assignments out the water, but it was just like, when my grandma had asked me, because she was like, maybe you should take a break from YouTube, because I was telling her how hard of a time I was going through when it came to, like, school and stuff. And I was explaining to her, like, I was explaining to her that pretty much YouTube has become therapy for me. I can't afford therapy. BetterHelp is a good app for therapy. This is not a sponsored video. But I can't afford therapy. But YouTube has allotted me the opportunity to have an escape. My life is very boring. I don't know. Like, it's not that boring. I don't want to jazz it up. I'm not that boring. But for the most part, my life is pretty safe. I play it safe. I'm that black guy. I'm the guy that's like, I don't really want to go out on New Year's. I don't really want to go out on the New Year's. I want to really just be in the house where it's safe, where I know I'll be safe in my house. I'm that black guy, And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem being that black guy. And if that's the black guy I'm going to be, that's the black guy I'm going to be. But I just feel like being boring is okay because I have a YouTube. Like, YouTube is the outlet for me. Like, I love how I have my mundane life, but then on social media, it's like Mikkel's the most interesting man on the world. Like, I think that's a really nice therapy and really nice escape, so that it's like you have the separation. Like, because it's okay to have, like, a really, like it's nothing wrong with going to school, going home, doing homework, repeat. Going home, doing schoolwork, doing homework, repeat. Going to work, doing homework, school, repeat. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like, for like, we as people, we as human beings need a creative outlet. Like, it is so important to have something. The gym, making reels, making TikToks. It's so important to have something. And my something is YouTube videos. Like, literally making a really great video, seeing people's comments, seeing how much people love the videos, seeing how people see the videos and they're like, wow, like, I love these jokes. He's so funny. He's so witty. Like, that's me, man. I'm here for the jokes. I make the jokes. I just make the jokes. Like, that is it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful art. And, like, that's going to be a big trend in today's podcast, is just like how beautiful social media is in the right context. Like, for me, YouTube is an outlet. So it's like, even though I say like 200 views, that's my quota, and I won't be happy if a video doesn't hit 200 views. Even though I say that, I know deep down inside, if I had one viewer, that's enough for me. Like, I just enjoy making videos, man. Like, following, no following. If I blow up, great. If I don't blow up, that's okay too. I just really love making YouTube videos, and I feel like that's where the passion comes, and I feel like that's where I stand on the nuance of social media and that aspect on the good side. Now, I feel like the negative side for me is, like, I don't really understand TikTok, and I know people say you need TikTok to blow up, but it's like, if you don't understand it and you don't see the value in it, don't force yourself to do something that you don't care about. Like, at my school, Bowie State University, we have a media department, and in the media department, we all have our own tasks. Like, we have a YouTube department, we have an Instagram department, we have a TikTok department. And when we were picking roles on who's assigned to what, it was he asked us, he was like, what do you like more? Are you more of a YouTuber or TikToker? And he asked me, and I was like, I do YouTube and I love YouTube, but I mean, I know how to do TikTok. Like, because I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to not get picked for the club. So I was like, I do TikTok too. I just said it just to say it, even though I know I don't. But it's like, he was like, so which one would you had to pick one? And I was like, YouTube. He was like, all right, well, then you are the YouTube department. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made it. Like, it was really nice. And, like, I don't know, I just feel like with the short form content, it's very much a whole lot of, to the point where it's like we're not having that personal connection one-on-one, unless you are on social media that much. But I just feel like that short form content isn't healthy to be on for such a long period of time. Whereas, like, with a YouTube video, when someone posts that week and you stay up to date and you stay involved with that person's life, it's very much a nice connection. And I really like it. I really like it. I don't understand TikTok that much, and that's okay. I'll just be that old guy. I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to social media and just influencing in general, I like that we have, like, the option to promote your business. Like, let me how can I word this? Like, promoting your business on Instagram in order to just, like, get yourself out there. It's an interesting relationship, because, like, me personally, when I have to put, like, my YouTube video on Instagram so that it gets more like tension, like people like hear about it more or whatever. Am I passionate about it? Honestly, not really, but I do like to see the engagement. Like, in a perfect world, I post, I get 1 million views, and then I go back to my whole live some more life, and then I come back and post again. That's in a perfect world. This is not that world right now, but what's it call it? Just as far as like Instagram, you have to promote your business. Don't think it's a weird thing. Don't feel like it's a bad thing, but just try to do it in a way that it's doesn't feel like another job, because it's like YouTube is a job that I love and I can't believe like people actually watch my videos. Whereas Instagram, you don't want Instagram to feel like a job. You don't want Instagram to feel like a job, because once Instagram feels like a job, now you're working 2 jobs. That's too much. You know what I mean? So I've looked up ways to cheat the system so that it doesn't feel like a job. And what I mean by that is when you post a long video, all you have to do is clip videos from your YouTube video, caption it, and post it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how to make skits. I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to do those things, but I know how to make YouTube videos. And all I got to do is clip it, catchy song behind it, and post it. And that's enough. I feel like that's enough for you to get traction and get the right eyes on, your content without it feeling like you're dreading having to post about it on Instagram. Because that's one of the things I suffered with when I first started YouTube. It was like, I'm not getting the views I like. Like, now I got to go on Instagram and do more work after I already did so much work trying to make a YouTube video. Like, it's way too much. Like, it'll really make you fall out of love with YouTube real quick. So it's like you find those easy loopholes to work smarter, not harder. And I think that's where, you can make Instagram kind of work for you, instead of you working for Instagram. So I don't know. I am not passionate about posting on Instagram, but it is nice. Like, it is a nice avenue to get eyes on your videos. You know what I mean? I feel like being a content creator, it's a lot of balancing. It's one big balancing act, from just creating content to having to go live life and make content to having to actually find time to edit content. And then, just the distractions of the world. Whereas, like, you might have a friend that wants to hang out that week, but you have to edit a video. Or you might have a significant other and you haven't hung out with them in a while, and now you have to pick between hanging out with significant other and creating content for that week. It's really like a nice dance. Like, it's really hard to find that balance when you first start, and it's hard for people to understand what you're trying to accomplish or achieve. In a way, you kind of have to just do it on your own and just expect people to understand. If they don't understand, then that's on them. And if they do understand, then that's amazing. Cherish those people and keep those people near and dear. Like, for me, most people in my life, when I tell them that I'm working on content, they pretty much understand. Like, they're like, okay, Mikkel's working on content. Let me leave him alone. He's being productive. Let me get out of his space. And I really appreciate that, because like, that's what I need as a content creator. I need to be able to make content and know that the people in my life will be okay, and I don't have to stress that I'm spending too much time on one thing. Because like, at that point, I just feel like if they truly love you, they don't want to see you stressing over something that you love. They just want to see you be your best you. So if that means they have to step back and give you that allotted space and time to create, then by all means. Like, for me, I have art friends. Like, I have a friend named Diamond. She's a painter, and we get along really well. But I know that when I see her painting, that's my time to just give her space and create, and vice versa. Whereas like if she sees me editing, she knows that's my time and I need that space to edit, and vice versa. Like that's a really good friend bond that we have and we understand, and not everybody is that understanding, you know what I mean? So when you have those kind of bonds and friends like that, you have to cherish those things, you know what I mean? Because it's all about respect and balance when it comes to content creating. Just respect as far as like people respect that I'm passionate about this thing. This thing means a lot to me, and I would like them to support it, but also honor it and understand like what I'm trying to achieve here. Because that's the biggest goal, is like just trying to create something, be able to create your vision and put it into reality. It reminds me of like Kobe Bryant and his wife Vanessa, whereas like with Vanessa, because like relationships also play a big role in that balancing act, Kobe needed Vanessa to be the head of the household and take care of those things as far as financially and like just overall, like just the way the things were run, so that Kobe could be Kobe. Like that balancing act plays so many important roles because you need that partner to understand who you are. Like for me, for instance, I don't go in a relationship thinking people are just going to understand the way I am. You know what I mean? Like I let people know up front, like this is what I do, this is what I enjoy doing. And if they can respect that, then great, we move forward. But if they don't understand it, then I can't date that person, because it will never be an understanding of this is his passion, this is what he enjoys doing. Let me help him by stepping away. That's the best way you can help somebody that's creating, because you have to give them that time and space to create. Because the way creating works is you create something, right? Like for instance, me, I create a YouTube video on Saturday, and then like the schedule I want to do this year, I create a YouTube video on Saturday, and then on Tuesdays I post a podcast, right? So that's a nice little 2-day break from Saturday, Monday, Sunday, till you get a podcast on Tuesday. But then from Tuesday to Friday, from Tuesday to Saturday, that's like almost 3 days, 4 days, depending on when I post. Because like I'm always going to post between Saturday and Monday when it comes to YouTube videos. That's almost like a 6-day break. And that break is needed because it gives the creator time to rest and find new stories, new journeys, new things to create. But it also gives you time to consume the content. You have a video that week and you have a podcast that week to consume. And it's just a beautiful balance, because he's not oversaturating the market, because that's something I really hate. I really hate when someone posts so much. Like, give me time to miss you. Please. Please. Like, I'd rather someone post once a month than flood my DMs with content every day, because I can cherish you more, because I know he don't really be posting that much. So when he does post, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I don't post that much, but when he posts that podcast that week, and then it's almost a 5-day gap before I get another podcast, I appreciate that podcast more, you know? So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a nice balance. Because even for me as the creator, I'm fiending to get back by day 3. Whereas I know the podcast won't come out for another like 6 days or something. I want to produce more. I love to produce. So it's one of those things where it's like, I never fall out of love with creating, because I give myself that time to rest. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest part of that balancing of creating on social media, is having the people around you support you, your loved ones, your girlfriend, whoever you're messing with, significant other, support you, but also having that rest and walking away from social media to be able to come back stronger than ever. You know what I mean? And that brings me to my second point. Like, I just want to talk about like how people, when they're creating, they like, it's like just to stay motivated. You know what I mean? Like, how to stay motivated creating. Because like, I feel like in life we've created everything. Like, there's always gonna be like there's always gonna be like 100 ways to cook spaghetti. You know, like we've made so many things. So like, how does somebody stay motivated in this day and age where like everybody has like TikTok brain, I like to call it. You know, there's a lot of short form content, and like a lot of people have ADHD because of TikTok now. Like, I saw this one thing where they were saying like the human attention span has reduced to almost 25% in the last 5 years since 2015. And I was like, that has to be because of like all the short form content. And like, I'm a product of this as well. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't watch reels, I don't subscribe to TikTok, I don't watch Vine. Like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I enjoy Instagram reels, I watch reels all the time. And I think that's how they get you. I think they get you because it's like, even though I say I don't watch TikTok, a lot of the reels I see on Instagram are from TikTok. So they're going to get you either way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because I watch a lot of TikTok, well, I watch a lot of reels, I have ADHD brain, so I know how to keep people's attention for long periods of time when it comes to YouTube videos and stuff. Because I'm gonna be honest, our attention spans are ass. We just watch way too many TikToks, way too many reels that like our attention spans are ass. So like, the days of YouTube videos being entertaining are far from none. Like, I can see that it's gonna be harder for content creators if you don't have a niche or a following at that point, because TikTok and Instagram reels that's where like everything's gonna be at. But like, if you're not passionate about that, then it's like, that's not your market. That's not why you started this. That's not where you get the most joy out of this. Like, I get the most joy creating long form content. So because I also watch reels though, I know how to cut stuff. I know how to make things, not too long, but just long enough that it's like you keep up with the story. It's like a movie. Like, I will never be tired of movies. Like, I can watch any movie, no matter the, well, I don't want to say no matter the topic, but I definitely don't want us to get to a point where it's like our brains and our attention spans are so bad that we can't even go to a movie theater and sit down and watch a movie, Because at that point, TikTok has won. Like, what are you going to make a TikTok movie, a 30-second movie? That's insane. So just like when I talk about staying motivated when it comes to creating and stuff, I would say having a nice balance where it's like not consuming too much TikTok, not consuming too much reels, because you don't want that to oversaturate your content and make you feel like you have to relate to what's going on over there and stuff. Like, create what you want to create, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes people get stuck in the trap where it's like they see a trendy personality, and then they change their personality to fit that trend. Like, I don't know, some trends that I really hate right now, the period per, period pull. Like, I remember one time I was at Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh, I'm at Chick-fil-A, right? Let me tell you guys. So I'm at Chick-fil-A, and the lady at the register, she takes my order. Cool, super nice, super cool lady, black lady. And I'm really exhausted because I had to walk to Chick-fil-A from the mechanic because my car was in the shop at the time. And I might have walked over 20 minutes. So as I'm waiting for my food, I'm on the phone. And then in the distance, all I hear is this lady, and she's just yelling, period per, period poo. Period per, period poo. And I'm like, who is making this sound? Who is making this annoying sound right now that's causing me distress. And then from the corner of my eye, I see this lady, super tall lady, same person took my order, period, period, poo. And I'm just like, what has the world come to? What has the world become? Period, period, poo. Like, what does that even mean? And when I saw that, I was like, this is unreal. Like, people's personalities are really tailored to TikToks and Reels. And, the funniest thing is, the other day, I was on the phone and I was watching, I think I was watching a basketball or something. I was watching the basketball game, and I was like, come on, that's too easy. And I was doing commentary, and I was on the phone with someone, and they said, yeah, that's too easy. And they made the meme about LeBron. And, like, in that case, it was funny. It was very funny. And I was like, this is hilarious. Because I was like, why are they saying that's too easy? But then I remembered the LeBron meme on TikTok, and I was like, oh, yeah. So cases like that, it's funny and in good taste, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I just like complaining about things, honestly. Like, I think that's one of my biggest Virgo traits, is just being a complainer. It's fun. It's fun complaining. It's fun finding the problems of the world, complaining about it for 5 minutes, getting it out of your system. You have a podcast. Like, literally, that's what podcasts are. It's literally just complaining and ranting, but it's a way for us to train our minds and have these conversations. And it's just like we're regaining our humanity as far as just like relatable topics, and we're gaining our humanity as far as I can sit here and listen to a 50-minute podcast in its entirety, and I am not succumbing to TikTok brain. Like, I'm proud of myself when I'm able to sit through a full podcast, because that means that I have not succumbed to TikTok brain and my attention span isn't gone to shit. At least not yet. Check back in with me next year. We'll see how my attention span is. But for now, I can still sit through podcasts. I still enjoy the podcast people I listen to. And I feel like that's a good place to be in life. I like life right now. I'm in a good place when it comes to creating content right now. Like, it's 2023. It's the first week of the year. And I feel like I've created a pretty good video. As far as that workout video I just posted, go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Surviving the Alex Challenge. And this being my first podcast back, to where I'm excited for what the year has to hold. And I'm excited for what my YouTube channel has to hold, because like I want to basically explain like what I envision as far as like my YouTube channel and my podcast go longevity. Let's start with the YouTube channel. Right now, I'm 21 years old, right? Being 21, I have probably about a good 5 to 6 year window of relevance left. I feel like a good time to get out the game when it comes to YouTube is 27 at the latest, 26, 27 at the latest. That's a good time to, hang up the mantle and give it up. But at least you can say that I did YouTube when I was young. I did it. I did YouTube. I achieved my goal, whatever that goal is. Time can only tell. But as far as like my goals with YouTube, I just want to create great content, have funny jokes, be able to look back at my videos. If I ever hit a time and place where I cannot continue to do YouTube, I can look back and be like, wow, look at all these fun moments I had, like a video diary, like my own little video diary, depending on like if YouTube's here forever, who knows? But hopefully YouTube never goes away. But as far as like my goals with it, I just want to just create it and be able to use it as a catalyst to just elevate my brand, elevate who I am. If brand deals come, maybe we can make another stream of income out of it. Like, just things of that nature. Like I just want it to work for me because I work so hard for it, you know, so I might as well make something out of it, you know what I mean? So that's really my big goal with YouTube, is just to say I did it. Just to say I did it. Because, like, I loved YouTube for so long, and I still love YouTube. I still love watching videos. But I feel like if I never had started YouTube, I would always have a regret later on in life. Like, wow, I wish I had started YouTube, or wow, I wish I had made videos when I was younger. You know, and like when I started at 19, 20 years old. And when I started, I thought I started too late because there was kids out here 17, 16, 15 on YouTube with 1 million views, 1 million followers. And I'd never forget that when I was telling somebody on like one of the college campuses, I don't know which college I was at, but I've been to so many schools. I was telling somebody, I was like, you know, I feel like I started at the late time. I feel like I started too late when it comes to this YouTube stuff, because I think I might have been 20 at the time. And it was like, no, you started at the right time. Like, you know, your time to start was your time to start, and never look at it like you started too late, because who knows what 19-year-old content would have looked like, or like 18-year-old Mikkel's content would have looked like, you know? Like I started when I needed to start, and we're doing it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm loving every minute of it. You know what I mean? Like, no regrets. No regrets. You never want to have regrets when it comes to YouTube. You never want to have regrets when it comes to life in general. So it's like me doing YouTube right now, I'm just living the dream, and I just want to get to a place where it becomes a form of income that I can say, wow, I can't believe they're paying me to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's when you get to the place where it's like you're at the ultimate peace. And I saw that in a YouTube video. The funniest thing, this lady, she was retired. She was like, I cannot wait. I wish I worked a job where I could say, I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this, because like that's crazy. Like people really, to be paid to make YouTube videos and talk is insane. Like I do this for fun, and they're paying me to do this. Insane. Literally, like mind-boggling to me. So that's what I strive to do. Like I try to do that with any job though. Even if I have like a mundane, boring job, like if I like that job and it's really easy and I do a really good job, but it's like it's just, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, this is so easy, but to this person I just did so much, and it's like this was easy and fun, and I'm getting paid to do this. It's unbelievable. Like it's like you feel like you're stealing. You feel like you feel like you're doing something illegal, but you're not. You're like, this is all legal. Like that's really the goal for YouTube, is making content. You know, hopefully it turns into something. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, because I just wanted to make content. Like this is just therapy for me, guys. This is not meant to be a 1 million view channel, you know, 100,000 views channel. Like this is just for fun. If it blows up, great. But if it doesn't, great. You know what I mean? Like this was not meant to do something amazing. So if it does do something amazing, amazing. Like it's just good to live life with low expectations, because when you have low expectations, you never hurt yourself. And I had to learn that through a relationship. We'll talk about that in a future podcast, but low expectations are key. Like 2023, low expectations. Whatever happens, happens. Push and pee. Keep it pushing. Like that's really the main goal when it comes to YouTube, you know, just making great content. Like I have so many concert vlogs I haven't posted that I'm excited to post. Like I've seen so many artists over like the last 2 years. Like I have footage from Tyler, I have footage from Kendrick Lamar, I have footage from Broccoli City Festival, Broccoli, you know, Something in the Water. I've seen Pharrell live, Pusha T, Ray Shrimmer, just so many artists I've seen and experienced. So like I can't wait to share that with the world. Can't wait to share my college experience with the world. I can't wait to share, you know, what it's like being pre-med and, you know, going to optometry school. I wonder what those vlogs are going to look like, you know. Are they going to still be funny, or is it going to still be like very like serious, because like I'm in med school at that point. I'm not in med school yet, but like, you know what I mean? But I do plan on sharing that kind of stuff. I think those videos, I'll try to keep them more motivationally, like motivational content once I'm like in med school. So it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be too informative, but it is gonna be like motivational. So it's gonna be like this is the things. So it's gonna be informative by proxy, because I'm not going out of my way to inform you guys of what I'm doing in school, but I'm keeping you guys updated, and I'm explaining sometimes like how I study or how these things work for me, or like which areas I like to study in. So by proxy, it's like you guys are learning things by watching my videos, but I just want it to be motivational, working out video, like just all wrapped into one video. Like he worked out, he eats healthy, he goes to school, he's in med school, he's just doing the damn thing. Like that's really the goal. Like I just want people to like look at me doing the damn thing and like be inspired by that, cuz like look at Mikkel doing the damn thing. What's stopping me? Nothing. Because literally when I tell you I'm like probably the laziest person like I'm so lazy, it's kind of scary how lazy I am. But you guys don't see that because I'm just out here doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? So that's my goal for YouTube. And then the goal, also building friendships and connections and having like a cool network of other YouTube friends and stuff like that. Like I love how you guys don't know who this is, we might know, but on YouTube there's this house called the Your Mom Ashley's house, and they pretty much are a house full of YouTubers. Ashley, Elliot Choi, Elliot, I don't even know the other guy's name. But yeah, a bunch of YouTubers, and it's a content house. And I think it's a really beautiful balance of like everybody has the same profession, same goals, and it's nice to see everybody pushing one another. So like I would love that, but for my bubble of like world, like I would love to have content creators where it's like we are all friends, we appear in each other's videos, and it's like a mutual respect there, because like we all know what it takes. We all know what it takes a lot to do this. Like even though I make the jokes like, oh, I'm lazy, this, then, the third, it takes a village, because like I have a whole production team that you guys don't even know about. Like I have managers, I have co-writers, I have co-hosts, I have like a really big team, and you know without them, there is no Mikkel, there is no Three Guys in the Closet, there is no YouTube channel, there is no Unfilter with Mikkel, there is nothing. So it really takes a village. So to have that connection with like other YouTubers and stuff would be really beautiful, and I'm excited for the year to come, because like I have one YouTuber in particular that wants to collab with me. I'm really excited about. Her name is Lisa. Really dope channel, Life with Lisa. Check it out. I'll probably leave the name in my description as well, so you don't forget. But check her stuff out. She's really getting good. She's a Howard YouTuber, dope content. So I'm excited to work with her because she's super consistent, and like she's been consistent for like since I've been on YouTube. And now it's just a matter of us just collabing and like making content together. So we're both excited to do that. And just exciting stuff like that. Like literally that's what I live for. I live to make content with other content creators, because I know how easy it is. I know how hard it is. And I just know. If you know, you know. It's like when you see somebody in the same profession as you, like me, I'm a bio major. When I see another bio major, we just have a look on each other's face, and it's like, if you know, you know. Like it's just nice having that community in anything in life. So definitely, as I call it, those are the goals for YouTube. Goals for Spotify. Woo! Honestly, man, Spotify, I want this shit to go crazy. Like, when I tell y'all, like, I already have a podcast studio. I already have all the equipment. Like, I have the vision. I have the voice. I'm him. Himothy. I'm him. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's just a matter of making shit, man. Just a matter of making shit. Like, I'll never forget about the time when I was at school and I seen this girl, and she came up to me and she was like, Mikkel, we need more content. Like, where's the podcast? I need something to support. I need something to watch. And like that really lit a fire under my butt, because I think I might have took like a 2-week hiatus before that. So like hearing that people need more content, they want more content, where's the content? It really put a fire under my butt that like I need to make something. I've been BSing. No sir. People need videos. I need to do better. I'm so sorry. So yeah, just things like that, man. You know, like I want this podcast to really be a forever podcast. Like, y'all don't know this, but I just feel like the longevity of podcasts is just so nice because it's long form content that you don't have to read. You don't have to do anything pretty much. You just have to listen, just have to plug in, tap in, you know? Like, I love that. I love you can play one in the car. You can play one at work. I love listening to podcasts at work. Podcasts at work, just turn your brain off. You do your job, play your podcast. Like, that's what I want this to be. And you can do it forever. Like, literally, the people that I listen to, the podcast people that I listen to, they're, like, so old. Like, Bill Burr has to be, like, 50. He's making podcasts at 50. So, like, honestly, I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's nice because it's like I don't have to show my face. I could be looking any kind of way, but all you see is the audio. And it's like, you know, with life and human beings, we're visual people. So like when you remove that visual aspect, you're able to hone in on your other senses, like your ears and stuff. So what it's saying that it's like I don't see a 50-year-old man when I watch Bill Burr. I just listen and I just hear Bill Burr talking his crap, and I just love laughing and listening to it. That's Bill Burr. Like, you know what I mean? And the same thing applies for me. It's like you just plug in a podcast with Mikkel, you know, Unfiltered. So I'm going to be cussing on here, you know. You're going to get the Unfiltered, get that good shit. And you just listen, you laugh, you love. And you're like, okay. And like, I know, like, you know, when I listen back to this, a lot of things I make, like a lot of things I say, they might not make that much sense. But he does make sense sometimes. And if it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, you know? So, yeah, that's my goal of podcasting. Just doing it long AF, doing it forever, pretty much. I don't see a reason to quit. Why should I stop? Like, I'm good at it. Why should I go anywhere? If like the only reason I would have an excuse to leave is if I lost my voice. But other than that, it's like you can do podcasts forever. There's always new things to learn. So it's like when I leave YouTube, because eventually like I can't be here forever, you know? Like there has to be time for the young kids to come in. Then podcasts will be my main focus, and I'll just live a life of podcasting, you know, talking about my week, talking about, you know, the things I deal with, like my ankle hurts or something, you know, or I made my first doctor's appointment. That happened. Things like that, you know, just like the mundane stuff. Cause I, you know, in life, you know, you have to have an appreciation for the little things. And like the little things for me are like the mundane conversations, the quick tap-ins, like little check-in, you know, what's going on? How are you? You know, I see you in 2 days. I'll check back in 2 days. All right. Like I love when Bill Burr does that. Like he's always checking in. Like that's life. Like I love a nice check-in. Like honestly, I love podcasts because it's like a way for me to let people know I'm okay. You never feel like you're alone in the world because people will listen to your podcast or listen to your voice and you let them know I'm okay. Mikkel's okay. And for them, you give them reassurance that so-and-so is okay. That's why I'm always preaching. People make podcasts. Like I want my uncle, he lives in like Virginia. He lives far AF though. Like he lives like deep Virginia, like damn near the woods. I always preach to him. I'm like, start a podcast, man. Like I want to know what it's like to be my uncle, you know? I tell my friends, I'm like, start a podcast, Diamond. I want to know what it's like to be an artist. Start a podcast, Madison. I want to know what it's like to be a fellow Virgo. I mean, I'm a Virgo, so I know what it's like, but like just from another Virgo's perspective, you know? Like, these are the people that talk to me and they tell me, like, I'm going to start, I'm going to do it. Like, even the Warm Cupcakes podcast, I don't mean to call you guys out, but I haven't seen a video in like 2 weeks, like 4 months, 2 to 4 months. What's going on with that? Like, I co-produced that podcast. I need to see some content. I want to listen to stuff. Like, the listeners are out there. Like, if your issue is that people won't listen, you're not in the right place, because trust and believe, people are listening. People are tuning in. People are excited to hear what you have to say. People are excited to hear your stories. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much the premise of today's podcast. The nuances of being a content creator, being an influencer, being a creator, all the things that come with it, and just telling your stories, man. Podcast will be here today, be here tomorrow, and the next day. I see you guys next Tuesday. Follow me on Instagram at Mikkel16_. Follow me on Instagram if no, that is Instagram twice. What is wrong with me? Follow me on YouTube at Mikkel Awanda, Mikkel space Awanda. And that's really it. I don't really want this podcast to end, because like, this has been so much fun just chit chatting with you guys. And like, that's the best part, when you just get lost in thought and you're just able to just have that conversation with that person. But yeah, this is the end of the podcast. I'm gonna go drink some tea. Yeah, I'm gonna go probably do some workouts, and I'll check back with you guys. Definitely look out for the YouTube video this week. This week's YouTube video. It's gonna be a really good one. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, since you guys listen to the end of the podcast. It's pretty much gonna be me. I'm visiting some Morgan State friends, and I'm visiting some friends from Delaware State. So we're going to see how that goes. So, yeah, definitely tune in for that. It's going to be really fun. And, yeah, it's good to be back, man. Fuck yeah. Woo! Good to be back. First pod down. Woo, let's do this. First pod down. See you guys next Tuesday. I love you guys so much. And till next time. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to leave. No.